let's move on now to secure chat. Before I actually go to that menu item, I'd like to just review a little bit about what happens on the administrator screen. So there's a red notification bell here, and there's a 1 beside it. And that's important for any system changes, anything when you've saved data, or if there's been a shift canceled by one of your workers, that information would show up here. We just click on the bell and the information is here. Now, once we've read it, think that there could be other people in your organization that may need to see that, so be careful about clearing it. But if we go ahead and clear all, it goes back to 0, and it doesn't actually show the notification. The next one in orange here is secure chat, which is what we're going to show. Now, it says 0, which means there are currently no secure chats active. Now, if we would like to communicate with our workers by secure chat, we click down here on the left-hand side. We see the secure chat names and information on the left, and the right-hand side is actually the chat window. We can send a message, and there's the send button. I'll show you that in a minute. So we can look in on any of the other previous conversations that we've had, and we can also click on our contact list, and we're able to edit the contact list here. Let's say we wanted to have a conversation with our worker BHS worker 1. What we could do is we could click on them, and if we want to add them as favorites, we can. If we wanted to remove them from contacts, actually, let's show you what that looks like. They are removed from our contacts, and we have some system and favorites as well. But if we wanted to go ahead and add them back, since they're already in the system, they're already connected to our organization, all we need to do is type a few letters, and they've just reappeared here. Now, in the event we wanted to have a conversation with them, and let's say we wanted to have a conversation with that worker and with another worker in a group chat, we can have that conversation, and all we need to do is click on Start Chat, and we can see that there's +1. So what we see in the window here, what we will be able to see is that conversation going back and forth. So let's start with the administration, and let's send, and we'll send that out. Now, what's happened is that has been sent out to the other members of this chat. Notice that the name says Bedrock Health Services and the name of the administrator in brackets, which means if you have 3 or 4 administrators in your account, you'll be able to track what everyone said. Now, what I've done is I have Pebble set up at a remote location, and what I'm able to do is engage in the secure chat that way. So let's see what that looks like when the administration receives a secure chat. So when Pebbles responds, she might be on location, and let's say she's at site A, and she says hi. And if I hit send, then that information will appear here within seconds. Oh, I haven't hit send yet, that's why. There you go. So Pebbles, we can respond, and we see her image here. So we can see that she's also involved in the conversation. Now, don't forget there's a third person. So what that looks like, also quickly before I go, there is no indicator that we have a secure chat waiting because we're actually in the secure chat window. So let's go out of that and come back and see what it looks like. Remember that BHS worker is involved in this. Let's go ahead and click on that person. Notice that when we log into their account, of course, we have their work now and the dashboard area. Notice that they have a 2 here, which means there are 2 waiting chats. And I can see those chats. Actually, it's the conversation that we're currently having with Pebbles and with Bedrock Health Services. So if we click on that, then we can go ahead and see the left-hand side is the other participants and the right-hand side is this particular user. And let's say BHS here. So let's go ahead and respond. Now, the right-hand side is BHS. They have now joined the conversation. And if we go back to the administrator, notice that since we're not in secure chat, we now have an indicator here that shows us that there's a secure chat waiting. So you'll want to keep track of these notifications up here to let you know if there is, for instance, a worker that needs to communicate with you securely. The advantage of secure chat is unlike email and texting, it's encrypted from end to end, which means if you needed to use a client's name and the name of the prescription, you'd be able to put that information in directly. It cannot be read by us or any other person sniffing that conversation. So it's completely encrypted and protected, and that's a really important privacy issue for particularly personal private information that PSWs, particularly if they're at a client, um, may be reluctant to include unless the system is protected like this. So let's click on that, and we're able to see that we can see the ongoing conversation. Now, I don't need to demonstrate much more of it, but something that's important is although we may choose to delete the information, it never actually leaves the system. I'm able to delete a conversation. Are you sure you want to delete that chat? But if I were to start a new chat with that person, the old chat is automatically populated. So as long as you include the same person or people in a group chat, then that information will always be there. And that could be very important for an organization, say 5 years down the road, that wants to revisit a conversation that happened. It's literally recorded in the system. All you need to do is go back and find that.